I'm Cheree Ramirez, the host of Community Unity by Children's Services Council of Martin County, located at the 10th Street Studio. We are back in studio for another episode of Community Unity, and today my special guest is Dejoune Johnson. He is the Y.O.U.R advocate and prevention specialist for SafeSpace. Thank you for joining me.
Hi, everybody.
So, Dejoune, tell me a little bit about yourself and how you came to be the Y.O.U.R advocate.
Just a little bit about myself. I'm originally from Oklahoma. I moved here a couple months ago, back in August, just to get a little closer to family. I stumbled along this job, pretty much just by the grace of God. So that's kind of like my background of how I got started and everything with Safe Space. Truly appreciative of the opportunity that they've given me, especially to go out and teach the kids about healthy relationships.
So, tell me a little bit more about your background and what you did prior to SafeSpace when you were in Oklahoma. You were in coaching or something along those lines, correct?
Yes. So back in Oklahoma, I used to work at the YMCA as a summer day camp counselor and also the before and after school overall not counselor, but coordinator. So pretty much with that job, I'll go and talk to the parents, give them updates about how the kids are doing, come up with some activities, arts and crafts activities that involve the kids, help with the staff. Had a whole staff that I had to lead. But during the summertime, I ran a summer day camp called Camp All Star. It was one of my favorite things I've ever done because I got to be a big kid myself. The kids kind of challenged me because they was competitive and I'm competitive at the same time. But with that, we kind of created curriculum where it was like 10 weeks of sport. So it was like a sport of the week. And we taught the kids how to play the sport, the history behind the sport, and then we did a tournament around that sport.
Fun. What were the age groups with that?
The age groups was 8 through 12-year-olds.
Okay.
And
So
then
the fun ages.
yeah, so when they started learning about the competitive world, so they challenged me, so I had a time in my life. I was like I was able to go to work and be a kid, so I was, like, excited about it. And then I also worked at a middle school, called Central Middle School. I was a teacher assistant there with the moderate and cognitive behavior, working with special needs kids.
Wow.
Pretty much teaching them about their behaviors and how to mold their behaviors in a way that they can be successful out in the world. One of the greatest things I ever heard when it came to working with them is when Johnny goes to the store and he's upset about a cookie, he can't throw a fit in the store. So it's kind of like teaching him like it's okay to be upset, but there's other ways to communicate how to be upset. So that was like one of my favorite things I ever done because seeing their change and their growth was like really rewarding. And then during that process, I was able to be one of the assistant football coaches and also one of the assistant baseball coaches.
Wow. So you were just really involved in helping mold our future with like working with children.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So thank you for that little background and to see where you are more than qualified to be a your advocate. So your stands for Youth Outreach Understanding Relationships. You kind of touched on that a little bit, but Safe Space promotes healthy, nonviolent relationships. How does the Your program support that mission?
How we support the mission is pretty much going into the schools and kind of providing the kids information about what a healthy relationship look like.
Do we know what a healthy relationship looks like?
Yeah, probably. We see relationships a lot on TV, so we
Yeah.
see the will they do they factor, and so when we could talk about it, especially in one of the weeks, is like passive communication. So we see a lot of passive, like holding in our feelings and everything, but at the end of the day, it's kind of teaching them it's okay to communicate. It's okay to listen to your partner or to your friends because when it comes to relationships, it doesn't involve just intimacy. Your friendship is a relationship. Your parents, you build a bond with them. You build trust in them, and that's like
Your teachers and as you grow up, your coworkers and bosses. So that's That's really cool that you're going into the schools because as adults, we don't have it all figured out ourselves. So having this curriculum and working with our youth and helping them understand now rather than unlearning those unhealthy behaviors and not having boundaries and ways to communicate, that's really great for them to be able to see and work into their lives now instead of later. So, tell me a little bit about the curriculum that you work with for the program. Is it 8 weeks? I believe, right?
Yes, it's 8 weeks. So with us with SafeSpace, we have 8 weeks that we do, and it's just breaking down pretty much what I like to say the little things that goes into a relationship. So the first week is kind of me introducing myself to the kids, tell them what my job is and what my role is and why prevention is important. Also going over healthy relationships and unhealthy relationships 101. And then the second week is a thing called Can You Hear Me? We're talking about listening skills, active listening skills. Why is it important? Because, with listening, it builds trust. So that helps out with the relationship. And then the third week, we go over communication and borders. Why our borders are important because to me, I like to tell the kids, our border is our power. That's how we hold our power within a relationship is by communicating our borders. If we don't like something, it's okay to communicate it.
So, what are some of those borders that you talk about?
Personal space, certain like financial borders, like when it comes to a relationship, how it's okay to have different bank accounts. Some relationships they like to share, but that depends on what you want in a relationship. Based off of you communicating what that border is, in that relationship. So also talking about communication like passively communication and aggressive communication and assertive communication. Giving them the distinction of what each communication looks like and how to present it in a conversation.
Hmm, very interesting. So, week 4.
Week 4 is social media. Um, just going over what cyberbullying can affect us, how social media can affect us, especially in our world because social media is everywhere. But one of the big things about social media that I kind of tell the kids is that when we write down these text messages or we send posts or anything like that, we don't see what the other person feels and how they like react on the other side of the world. So, it's easy with me and you were talking, and I'm like,
I'd so much rather a phone conversation than a text message
so
conversation.
you can feel the
Feel the tone is different when you're having a conversation. You're able to actually understand what the other person is saying or be able to follow up with a question if you don't understand. With a text message, you can just go into it and be like overthinking.
well, yeah, because when somebody send a text message, you're like sitting there thinking about it, like, what does this person mean? So when you see somebody post something on Instagram or on Facebook or TikTok,
What's the underlining
yeah, what is the
tone or
underlining?
what's
What does that
going on
mean
there?
that you're saying? Are you saying something about me? So it's like when you
Ugh,
post something,
yeah.
just be aware and think about how that other person's reaction would be. And then week 5 is called intersectionality. It's a very brand new word for me because I never heard that word before until like I started working here.
I've never heard of it before either. Tell you just said.
Until I said it, but it's pretty much breaking down the social norms and of our society and how like behavior, like your family behavior, can go against the social norm. How social, not social, but like your family rules or your culture or the laws that you live in the area, how that can go against social norms. And also teaching them that stereotypes can be harmful in a relationship by putting unfair labels on people. And then we have week 6, which is the dynamics of an unhealthy relationship. So that one kind of breaks down our power and control wheel that we have, of what it takes of an unhealthy relationship when it comes to abusiveness. It breaks that down, and we go over every single thing and what ways that we can help our friends, and when we see this or if we're in need. And
So when you talk about abusiveness, that obviously there's different types of abuse. Do you
yes,
go over those as well?
yes, we go over that. We go over emotional abuse. We go over, like, threats, what those look like. We'll talk about gaslighting, because that's a brand new word that's in our, like, our social norms now is gaslighting. So we go over that and break that down, and then we go through the ways that we can help our friends and way we can go and help other people when we see these type of things. How to
So
can
gaslighting. So
Yeah.
you were talking about that one. So sorry to interrupt you there, but
No,
can you explain what gaslighting is since that is like a new norm in our society?
so gaslighting, it is, pretty much when someone is, telling you, like, certain things to make you, like
You minimize and what
yeah,
did you say?
minimize and
Minimize and
deny.
deny.
Gaslighting is pretty much, let me think of a good example of gaslighting. Kinda like making you think that you're wrong to make them feel better.
Okay.
So, like, for example, gaslighting would be if me and you are in an argument and you're saying that, "You make me feel this way," type of deal. And I come back and say, "Well, the reason why I make you feel this way is because you're doing this to me and you're saying this to me." So I'm putting the blame back
Back
on
on,
you
yeah.
to make you feel worse.
To make you feel like your feelings are not valid or valued or,
Yeah.
then to make you feel a little crazy, right? Make you feel a little
Yeah.
like, wait a second,
Wait a
am I
minute,
really
am
the
I the
issue?
problem?
Am I
Or
really the problem?
so
Okay.
gaslighting is kinda like putting the blame back on that other person
Right.
when they're actually in the wrong. So, and gaslighting is kinda it's, like, new to our society because it probably happened all the
Oh,
time,
yeah, of course.
but most people never put a label on it
Yep.
until
Mhm.
now. So, gaslighting is a very, very, very big thing. And also, just found out love bombing.
Yep.
Love bombing is a big thing where, one person just goes all in and then just kinda leaves you on red.
Yep.
So so
Yeah, I
so
know.
that's kinda like a new those 2
Thing, for sure.
yeah, those 2, vocabs are kinda new in our society. So kids are starting to learn more and more and more about those
Well,
unhealthy characteristics.
and the age groups that you serve, so you're, middle school and high school.
Yes.
So these kids, teenagers are starting to get into the relationship aspect, but they still have their friend groups. They're changing in their friend groups. They're changing their dynamic at home because they're coming into that independence a little bit more.
Yeah.
So having this understanding of a relationship also with themselves and how they see themselves is super important. So we'll continue on to what is it? Week 7?
Yeah, week
Week
7.
7?
So week 7 is the dynamics of a healthy relationship. So we just break down like I tell them, all the little things, the listening, shared power. What shared power means, it's meaning like when you are in a relationship, you guys are sharing that power. One person doesn't have more power than the other, and the other person don't have that much power than the other.
Yeah.
I give them an example in a relationship. They say give 50-50, and I'm like, in reality, you should give 100. Give
100. When
Yeah,
yeah,
like give all
100%.
if you're in a relationship with someone, if it's a friend or if it's someone intimate or anything, you should give 100% of yourself. Because if they don't give 100% of themselves, that's up to them. But you gave everything that you can give to make sure that the relationship could work. And if it doesn't work, it's like,
Well, at least you tried your
yeah, at least
best.
he tried. But it's okay because you can make another relationship with another person.
Yeah, and that's the having those boundaries and knowing those boundaries from week 3 is week 3 boundaries. And understanding that um, somebody is not allowed to treat you a certain way and setting those boundaries up and they're not allowed to gaslight or love bomb or whatever else. Like you're going through each one of the phases and stages in the relationship with
Yeah.
this with the youth, with the teenagers, to better understand. how they are. And so again, it's just like, who are they individually? Because that's what I feel. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong, but like how you see yourself and hold yourself in a relationship, you shouldn't have um who you are be totally dependent on who you're with, right?
Yeah,
So
100%.
so
You know,
codependency, the other thing that
I mean, you have to know yourself in order to be in a relationship with someone else, so you can set those boundaries. Um, it's okay to say no.
yes,
It's okay to say,
full sentence.
yeah, it's okay to say I don't want to.
Mhm.
If there's like you're with your friends or you're with a partner and they're like, let's go do this, and you don't feel comfortable, it's okay to say no because we care about the other people's feelings rather than our feelings. Um, but if you know your true self and your true identity, you know that your feelings are gonna come first before the other person. And it's okay to give I give you give type of deal where it's like, but that communication has to be there to say, I don't really like doing this, but every once in a while I'll do it for you if you can do this for me. And that communication. So
Communicate.
yeah, and the communication is understanding each other. So that's the most important thing when it comes to listening and communicating with each other so you guys can express each other's boundaries.
And having that 7 that healthy relationship
Yeah.
in week 7. So, week 8, what do you do in week
Week 8 is just kind of like a review. We just go over everything that we did and then kind of like play a little game. And then what we'll play is a game called Cahoots. I just created it. But it's a fun little questionnaire game
Yeah,
and just for fun.
that was what I got to see at Anderson Middle School, right?
No, you didn't get to see that one because I just kind of like,
Oh, so it's a different game.
yeah, it's kind of brand newish.
So the kids were super engaged, and it was really nice to see.
Yeah. But we'll play that game, and then after that, we'll take a survey of what they've learned before I walked in. So they'll take a survey of what pretty much,
Think relationships are.
and then after that, they'll take a post survey of what they learned when I walked through the door. And then after that, we do like a little graduation. We'll play music, and I'll have certificates for them, and then they'll just graduate throughout the course of the 8 weeks.
So you work with 8th grade through high school?
Yeah, it's 6th grade through high school.
6th grade through high school.
Yes.
So where are you currently, working right now? Where are your programs in action?
So our programs are in Anderson Middle School. That'll start up in February, and then starting not next week, starting tomorrow, it will be at South Fork, and Thursday will be at Jensen Beach High School.
That's great, so it's in the high school. So
Yeah.
what grades will you be working with there?
In the high schools, I'll be working with all grades at South Fork, and then at Jensen Beach, I'll be working with the senior, juniors, and I believe freshmen.
Great. So I from what I understand, we're wanting to get into more schools at the school district, right? You have a
Yes.
great relationship with the Martin County School District. It's wonderful that they are offering the Y.O.U.R program through their school. So, thank you to Martin County School District and that collaboration. But we would love to see the Y.O.U.R program in every middle school and every high school, and this being offered to the students there because it's so important. Because, like you said, it's not just relationships that are based off of romantic relationships and interactions. It's friendships, it's parental, it's for their future and and what they with their coworkers and what they're doing for their career. There's so many different types of the relationship with themselves, which is like a priority. Like it's the priority.
That's the first relationship you're gonna
That's
get into.
first relationship that we should be focusing on, right? And when it comes to this program, I think that that's wonderful that you're doing that. So, who do you typically talk to get into the schools? Are you talking to the counselors, guidance counselors, social workers? What are you talking to get into the school?
So to get into the schools, I have been talking to their health teachers.
Okay.
So there's part of their PE cycle that they teach health. So again, I usually contact them, tell them about the curriculum and what the curriculum offers to them. And then usually they try to figure out a schedule that I can come in and kind of like teach their kids and like pretty much the times and the dates and everything to make sure it fits their schedule. So that's kind of like the way I've been getting in now. If there's another kind of source that I can get talk to or anything, I'm more than happy to do it to get into more schools. I know I'm not 100% sure how many middle schools and high schools are around Martin County because I'm still learning the area. But if I can get into all of them, that'll be really amazing because, like I said, I want to help this program grow and also get to the message across to more kids about what a healthy relationship really look like.
Yeah, well, it's priority. So let's go. So how can somebody get a hold of you if they're wanting to bring your program to their school?
Okay, they can reach out to me at 772-485-7106, and that is my work cell phone number, and that's how most people get in contact with me.
Perfect. So if you're looking to bring the Your program to your school or to your after school activity for that matter, reach out to Dejan through his cell phone number. So 772-485-7016.
Close. 7106.
See, there I knew I was going to mess up with my.
That was really good, though.
Okay, so 772-485-7106.
Correct.
All right, all right. It's going to be on the bottom of the screen. So, also, can you tell me about the Your Leaders?
Yes. So the Your Leaders is
See your button.
yeah, my nice little button right hand. I was trying to promote. So the Your Leaders is a outside group that will meet at the 10th Street Community Center every month.
Where we're at right here, 10th Street Studio. Thank
So we'll meet here and we'll just go over, have a meeting, talk about how we can go out into the community and talk about healthy relationships to kind of like spread the word. All right, with the young adults out there, they can see that the kids are out there also promoting healthy relationship. So we can teach also adults what a healthy relationship look like also.
sometimes it comes from our kids, right?
Yeah. The kids got to teach the parents sometimes.
Well, our parents did the best that they could possibly do with us, right? And it's based off what they learned from their parents. So it could sometimes be some sort of a vicious cycle, and that's what they know. And so, with you going into the school, you're helping these kids realize an unhealthy cycle, right? And you're helping them to bring that back home in their relationships with their parents, with their siblings, their friends, and that sort of thing, so that you help them unlearn those cycles, right? So, as adults, like I said earlier, we have to maybe take a step back in our relationships with ourselves, others, you know, um, and just kind of recognize
Yeah.
what habits we need to unlearn and move forward and put new habits there to make it better.
Yeah.
So, for the resources for the families, for the parents, if they were needing help or guidance in their own unhealthy relationship, what number would they call? Which website would they go to?
A hotline they can call is 800-799-7233, and usually a advocate will pick up the phone and they can give them resources on whatever they're looking for.
Perfect. And then the website is safespaceinc.org.
Yes, it's safespaceinc.org.
Okay, so that's for our local safe space. If you need information, if you need help, or if you have questions about your own personal relationships and where you're at in your life right now, call the hotline number or visit safespaceinc.org. So, do you have any other collaborations? I know that you said Boys and Girls Club of Martin County. Are you looking to get into the after school OST programs?
Yes, I know there's other programs. Right now we are in Port Salerno, in Indiantown Boys and Girls Club. Me and the Stewart, I believe, Boys and Girls Club has been in contact, and I think me and him's gonna reach back out in around springtime, try to see if I can come out there and teach the curriculum. Um, but I know there's a YMCA, if any other before and after, not before and after schools, but after schools programs that need someone to come in and teach the curriculum. I'll be more than happy to.
So YMCA, Banner Lake, Martin County Parks and Rec, just to name a few of who Children's Services Council funds as well. So SafeSpace, your program is funded with your taxpayer dollars. So thank you for the impact that you're making on the lives of the children who are going through this programming. DCF is also a proud supporter of this program to be able to help keep this moving forward because it's so important because relationships are for everybody.
Yes.
Right.
We're all in a relationship, somewhat.
A- and again, the ones with ourselves. So with the program, do you have any pain points? Do you have anything that is um, maybe an issue that you're facing, a challenge that you're facing? How do you think that you'll be able to get over that challenge?
Like the challenges at first was just trying to get into the schools. Which avenue, how to get like what avenue that I can go into getting into schools. I think yes, it's cool that I can get into the schools with the health teacher, but is there a way I can build a relationship with the principal and other teachers that's in that school district to help kind of grow it? Especially with the Your Leadership, group, because, like I said, I only can reach out to the kids that are in the health, in those health classes, but if there's other students that wanna be involved in the Your Leaders, they're more than welcome. So, how can I spread the word out in that way? I think that's, like, one of the challenges because, like I said, I'm only subjected to just one classroom.
Okay.
So,
So brainstorming, Michael Main, school superintendent, is on the Council for Children's Services Council. Um, Maybe coming and doing a presentation and starting that dialogue with him at our next council meeting. Um, Maybe that would be a good opportunity for you to get into that door, to have him connect you to wherever you need to be connected, to the social workers, to because of each different school. I know that CSC has presented to the different social workers and counselors
yeah.
at their main facility. So there are ways. So we'd be happy to help get you connected however we can to continue to grow this program because again, it's just so important and we want to see it flourish and the kids flourish as well here in Martin County. So thank you so much for your time today, Dejan, and I appreciate all that you're doing and working with our youth and trying to get it out there even more so because the impact is going to be seen years down the road as they're growing and developing into these strong, independent, and healthy adults yet, right? So, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else that you wanted to say before we ended today?
Um, yeah, just with the school districts, with Martin County, thank you for the opportunity that you guys are giving me to come into the schools, especially at South Fork and Jensen Beach and Anderson Middle School. Um, if you guys ever need anything out of your program, I'm more than happy to help you out. If it's something with fundraising, or if it's something that deal with like prep rallies or anything, you need somebody to come in and kind of help you guys out. I'd be more than happy to come and help because you guys are giving me the opportunity to spread the word about healthy relationships. So if you guys ever need anything from me, don't be afraid to reach out and I'll be there to answer it.
And again, it's that number 772-485-7106.
There we go. That's perfect.
Got it. So give him a call if you need anything. Give him a call if you have any questions in regards to getting the Your program into your school or into your after school program. So thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening to Community Unity. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Share our information with friends and family to help spread the information on life-changing programs funded by CSCMC, made possible by the homeowners of Martin County.